Hi there. I welcome you back to this series of Muhammad's many manipulations, MMM. In the previous episode, what I looked at was whether Muhammad actually forgot the Quran or not, and whether it was Allah that made him to forget, and things like that. You can watch that. That is in episode 1. Now, in this episode 2, we want to look at a particular instance in Muhammad's life in which he placed a curse on somebody without offense, without any wrongdoing on the part of that person. And you know what makes it more egregious, what makes it more unpardonable, is that it was actually a small girl. Not just a small girl, an orphan for that matter. So I'm going to share that with you now. So let's just go into our hadith. I like showing Muslims what we're doing because they will say, oh, no, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. So here is, look at this one. Okay, so this is Sahih Muslim 2603. So it's a Sahih hadith, Sahih Muslim 2603. Now, before I read the hadith, look at the screen. This is all the Muslims like to do. It says the book of virtue, enjoining good manners and joining of the ties of kinship. What has this got to do with the story? You will tell me later if this has anything to do with the story. Enjoining good manners and the book of virtue. How does cursing somebody, how does that show virtue? This is what Muslims normally do. Muhammad would do something bad and then they will call it good. Everything that Muhammad did, it was good to Muslims. So now, as you read more of the subtitle, you will see here, it says, whomever is cursed, reviled, or prayed against by the prophet, when he does not deserve that, it will be purification, reward, and mercy for him. Imagine this. This is funny, right? Isn't this funny? Whoever is cursed, whoever is reviled, whoever is prayed against by Muhammad, and the person doesn't deserve it, then it will be counted for him as reward, as blessing, as purification. I don't understand how will it purify the person's heart or what? I don't understand. But let's just jump into the hadith and read it in full. Don't forget, once again, this is Sahih Muslim 2603. So let's read it. Anas bin Malik reported that there was an orphan girl with Sulaim. So that orphan girl was actually living with this woman, mother of Sulaim. That is Sulaim, who was the mother of Anas. So I don't know, Sulaim. This place, I don't want to interpret everything. So, but what is actually of interest to us is what follows. Allah's messenger saw that orphan girl and said, oh, it is you. You have grown young, meaning you have become from a toddler. You are now, a teenager, something like that. You are now a young girl. May you not advance in years. This is Muhammad. May you not advance in years. Oh, this little girl, little baby of that time, you have now matured a little. May you not, I don't know why he decided to curse the girl. May you not advance in years. That slave girl returned to Sulaim weeping. Sulaim said, oh daughter, what is the matter with you? She said, Allah's apostle has invoked curse upon me that I should not grow in age, and thus I would never grow in age, or she said, in my length of life. Sulaim went out wrapping her head dress hurriedly. So she quickly took something to cover her head hurriedly and ran to Muhammad, right? Until she met Allah's apostle. He said to her, Sulaim, what's the matter with you? Why are you in a hurry? What's wrong? Let's hear what happens. She said, Allah's apostle, you invoked curse upon my orphan girl. He said, Sulaim, what is that? behaving as if nothing happened. She just told you, you invoked curse upon this orphan girl, and you are asking, what is that? But the woman, kept on. Sulaim said, don't you know that? Okay, no. Where am I reading? Okay, here. So when he said, what is that? Here. What is that? She said, she, the orphan girl, states that you have cursed her, saying, read with me, that she might not grow in age or grow in life. Might not grow in age, might not make it in life. Allah's messenger smiled. Smiled. Say, calm down, calm down. Sulaim, calm down. So he smiled and then said, Sulaim, don't you know that I have made this term? I've made a covenant with my Lord. And the term with my Lord is that I said to him, I am a human being and I am pleased just as a human being is pleased, and I lose temper just as a human being loses temper. So what? I'm a human being. I enjoy life like any other person, and then I face problems of life like any other person. So what are we to learn from that? Look at what Muhammad said. So for any person from among my ummah, pause there for a while. Notice that the girl was one of the Muslims. She was a slave girl. They must have killed her parents because this passage says she was an orphan. And then the passage still says, this hadith still says, she was a slave girl. Anyway, let me not read too much into it. Let's just say she was an orphan. Let's forget about what happened to her parents. So she was an orphan living with this person. And this person was a Muslim. So definitely the girl, this tender girl was a Muslim. And then Muhammad said, don't you know that I've made a covenant with my Lord? I've made a term. And the term is that anybody that I curse from among my ummah, my followers. Think about that. Anyone that I curse, wow. And he in no way deserves it. So we know even from Muhammad's mouth, apart from what the girl narrated, we know from Muhammad's mouth that the girl didn't do anything to her. I mean, to him. The girl didn't do anything that would warrant her being cursed. So Muhammad himself confessed this girl didn't do anything because he said the person didn't deserve it. So he now said, the covenant that I made with my Lord is that, oh Lord, be made a curse. That curse, let it be made a source of purification and purify and nearness to Allah on the day of resurrection. Nearness to Allah. I don't know whether the person will sit on Allah's right hand or on Allah's left hand or sit in front of Allah or sit at his back. I don't know what he means by nearness to Allah. But let's leave all that. So the issue now is this. Muslims, don't you tell us that Muhammad is mercy to the whole of humanity. I think you tell us that. Muhammad is mercy to humanity. How was he mercy to this girl? So we see that, first of all, the girl didn't offend him. The girl didn't do anything. We can gather from what Muhammad said that he was feeling blue on that day. He was feeling blue. He wasn't happy because he said, well, I'm just a man like any other person. I enjoy life. I'm pleased with life. When there is something that pleases me, I laugh, I smile, I'm happy. And when something offends me, well, I'm enraged like any other person. Okay, Muhammad, if you are enraged, why are you going to turn your rage, your anger? Why are you going to transfer aggression on somebody that has not offended you? You know what Jesus Christ said? Jesus said, those who curse you, that you should bless them. He says, bless and curse not. Even those who curse you, bless them. But in the case of Muhammad, those who don't even curse you, you can curse them. That's what Muhammad has just done. And I don't know if you can understand this. I mean, make it make sense, as they used to say. Do you know the meaning of all this nonsense? And they said, well, if Muhammad places a curse, or he reviles somebody, or he prays against somebody, all right, and the person does not deserve it, it will be purification and reward and mercy for that person. Do you see all this manipulation? So this is what manipulation is all about. Muhammad was definitely angered by somebody. We don't know who. Maybe one of his wives, maybe one of his Sahaba. I don't know who offended him. Somebody must have enraged him. And it so happened that this little girl was passing by at the time that Muhammad was, and it was the presence of the girl was irritating to Muhammad. And he just cursed the girl. And the girl went home weeping. And the mother or the adopted mother came to tell Muhammad, look at what you have done. This is not fair. And instead of him to admit that, oh, I'm sorry, I was actually infuriated. Somebody offended me. And it was a transfer of aggression. He didn't do any of that. He now said, you know what? It's not a big deal. I've made a covenant. I've made a term with my Lord that if I curse anybody, even though the person doesn't deserve it, the person doesn't offend, has not offended, it's going to be blessings and mercy and purification on the day of on the day of resurrection. Do you believe this? This is what we call manipulation. When you cannot admit your wrongdoing and you have to twist things. He was manipulating them. He was not somebody they thought he was. He was an ordinary man. He wasn't a prophet. And for him to admit that he did wrong, he would not admit that he did wrong. Never. That is what manipulators do. They're going to turn attention from their wrongdoing and put the thing somewhere else so that they don't detect them. And this is it. This is mercy for all generations. You can see very clearly. I don't know how Muslims will explain this. This is inexcusable. This is wrong. This is terrible. And this is one of the signals. This is one of the several manipulations that I've seen with Muhammad. So I'm going to stop the video here. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Catch you in the next episode. I would want you to kindly like the video, and beside that, subscribe and also spread it. If you enjoy what we're doing, please like the video and subscribe if you have not done so, and then spread it, share with other people. Thank you, and God bless you. Stay away from Islam.